you up. So what's going to happen? First of all, let's start right there with Mike Johnson. Does he get reelected Speaker of the House? Should he be?
Yes and yes. The fact is that Mike Johnson inherited a disaster when Matt Gaetz and several of my colleagues teamed up with 208 Democrats to remove Kevin McCarthy, which will go down as the single stupidest thing I've ever seen in politics. With that said, removing Mike Johnson would equally be as stupid. The fact is that these folks are playing with fire, and if they think they're somehow going to get a more conservative speaker, they're kidding themselves. Mike Johnson is arguably the most conservative speaker that's ever been elected to the office. He's done a great job keeping the conference unified, getting major things off the plate, and ultimately keeping the majority, which frankly, despite the best efforts of some of these same people that are now calling for Johnson's removal, we held on to the House because of seats like mine. And I'll be very clear, as I was during the Kevin McCarthy fight, I'm not going to bend to their will. So if they think somehow that they are going to end up in a stronger position by removing Mike Johnson, they're not. I think the bottom line here is this. Donald Trump has been given a mandate to govern. He's been given majorities in the Senate and the House. And we have a lot of work to do on behalf of the American people with respect to the economy, with respect to the border, with respect to energy policy, and the foreign affairs disaster that has been left on Donald Trump's doorstep by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. We can't get anything done unless we have a speaker, including certifying President Trump's election on January 6th. So to waste time over a nonsensical intramural food fight is a joke. And I think my colleagues, if they didn't learn anything from the 118th Congress, it should be that we absolutely do not need a fight over the speakership.
I mean, by my math, he can't afford to lose more than a single vote. And we already have one of your colleagues, Massey, saying he's not going to vote for him. You really think he's going to line up every single House Republican?
Well, first of all, you're going to have 219 members on January 3rd, assuming Matt Gaetz doesn't show up, and I guess that's a big assumption. But you have 219, you need 218. Obviously,
that's some tough math.
Thomas Massey, you still have 218.
Yeah.
So, look, at the end of the day, people better be very careful, though, because you're playing with fire. And if somebody thinks that they're going to be able to get 218 votes for somebody, let's say, out of the Freedom Caucus, they're kidding themselves.
All right, so let's turn to the Elon Musk versus much of the rest of the MAGA right. Where do you stand on this issue of visas for highly skilled foreign workers?
Well, look, let's look at this as a macro issue. Number one, we all agree we need to secure the border. We've had a disaster under Joe Biden, 10.5 million migrants flood into the country, billions of dollars wasted of taxpayer money in New York, for instance, on free housing, clothing, food, education, and health care for illegal immigrants. So the current system is broken. We need to secure the border. We all agree with that. That has to be priority number one. But here's a reality that we have to deal with. By the end of the century, we're projected to have a population decline. Our birth rate in the last 15 years has dropped from 2 children per woman to 1.66 per woman. So the reality is we have a long-term population decline. We have a workforce shortage of doctors, nurses, engineers, home health aides, ag workers, construction workers, hospitality workers. We need immigration. We need an immigration system that works, that is legal. And I fundamentally believe that you need to have a system that is focused on our economic needs as a country and a more merit-based immigration system than anything else. My wife is an immigrant. So I've been through this process with her. It is a fundamentally broken system. But the H-1B visa program, in which you're talking about 65,000 visas plus an additional 20,000 for, those with master's degrees. The fact is, that is critical to our economy. And as President Trump said, it's a program he's used over the years for his businesses. And it's something that has obviously been beneficial to our economy. The United States has been built on immigration. And it is vital.
But let me just ask you, though, because
continued growth within our economy.
But what's behind? I mean, there's an all-out war pushing back on Musk and the other tech entrepreneurs close to Trump on this issue. I mean, you heard what we said at the top. I mean, Steve Bannon is calling Trump a toddler and saying this program's a scam and it's about bringing indentured servants into work for tech companies, and the tech oligarchs are taking over the party. I mean, this is an all-out. I mean, you're expressing a view, as I just heard it, very similar to what Elon Musk has said. Why has it provoked this kind of blowback from so many other of Trump's strongest supporters?
Look, I don't speak in conspiracy theories, so you'll have to ask, Steve Bannon and others. But look, the fact is this.
Okay.
There's no question we want an America in which Americans are employed, in which they are able to fill the needs of our workforce, which means we need to revamp our education system, our K through 12 system. We need vocational schools. We need to get kids on an earlier STEM trajectory so that they are becoming the engineers of tomorrow. But the fact is, India is producing a significant number more of engineers than we are. So it's both a function of fixing our education system and having a legal immigration system that works.
Okay.
I agree with my colleagues who have been very forceful on the issue of the border. We need to stop the massive influx of illegal immigration.
Right, that's a separate issue.
But you cannot have no immigration at all. It will cripple the economy long term.
All right, Mike Lawler of New York, thank you very much for joining us. Have a happy New Year. Up next, Donald Trump is talking about taking over